And we are back here at the WCG USA National Finals live right here from New York Comic-Con, brought to you by Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamer. Again, I'm Corey Dunn alongside Lord Farquaad. You know, this has been a great event so far, watching World of Tanks through and throughout this tournament. And we've now got it down to 3 teams that are left in this tournament. We've got Team Curse, who's going to move on to the finals, and awaits the winner between Band Angels and also War and Peace.
And that's the match we're waiting for right now. We're in the room just waiting for everyone to finish readying up. They're setting up their tanks, and then we'll be good to go. Again, this map is going to be on steps. We've seen that map played quite a few times. Just a few minutes ago, we were talking with War and Peace, and they said they feel pretty confident on this map. So we'll see if that pays off for them, initially getting that initial moral lead, so to speak, and getting initially up there. And I don't know. I think this is a toss-up. I honestly would not know which team to bank for here going into this match. This is going to be. I look forward to some great matches here coming up.
If you're just building it around the idea of one team beating the next, if we look at it, and you have Team Curse and Band Angels, they faced off against one another, and that score was 3-2.
Right.
And so Band Angels were capable of getting at least 2 maps from Team Curse, and then of course if you go back even to the previous matchup with Curse and War and Peace, well, Curse 3-0'd that match,
right.
And so War and Peace was incapable of being able to pick up one map again there against Curse.
Right. So statistically speaking,
yeah, exactly. So the upper hand in just that aspect of it is that that they've taken more maps from the top tier team here at this tournament at this moment.
Right, and so that probably gives and both of these teams, or Band Angels I should say, coming off of a victory just now, whereas War and Peace is coming off of a 3-0 loss.
Right.
Band Angels coming off of a 3-0 victory, so you have the complete opposite there as far as what they're coming off of, what they're probably feeling emotionally right now, and that can play a huge difference.
Now, there has been a lot of time that has passed at this moment, though, and a lot of...
There has been. There's been a lot of conversations going on, so we'll see. Maybe those, for both teams have cooled down a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the game has been reset at this point. I mean, when we're talking, you and I have talked about the attitude, the emotional value that goes into just kind of going through the tournament and understanding where you stand. I think that everything's been reset, and so I think this is going to be a solid game all the way through. Again, I'm right there with you. I don't know which team's going to win.
Yeah, it's just too hard to call at this moment. And I know Curse is kind of watching over there, kind of twiddling their thumbs, waiting to see what happens, a little nervous about, all right, who are we going to play next? Because they've especially struggled against Band Angels today.
Yep.
So, it wouldn't surprise me if they're kind of hoping, I hope we get War and Peace again. Because we just beat them, so... Band Angels has had a much longer time in between losing to Curse, and they almost didn't lose. They almost won against Curse, whereas War and Peace suffered a 3-0 defeat, like we were just saying, against Curse. So if I were Curse, I would want to face War and Peace again, I think, rather than Band Angels.
And even watching during that interview, whenever you're talking there with Nagatron, he had mentioned that it wasn't that they played so much better. They actually still have some understanding that they still have that War and Peace can still cause damage, even though that if War and Peace comes from this matchup and goes and has to face Curse in the finals, then it's still War and Peace is not one of those that they're going to sit there and put aside and say, hey, well, they got back to the finals for a reason.
Right. And anyone who can beat Band Angels, for example, you got to watch out for them. I mean, Curse almost didn't again, so if War and Peace is able to then beat Band Angel, like you're saying, then they're a definite threat.
Yep. They're
a definite threat. So we'll see what happens here in just a few minutes. Again, like we were just saying, anybody's game at this point.
On a quick little roster rundown there for Band Angels, we've got Conflict, Plated, Yankee, Bach, Captain No Pants, Vild, as well as Von Til Bear.
Von Tilbury, that's a mouthful.
And then here for War and Peace, we've got Tarantula, Caesar, Tonka, as well as Patrial, Spirit, Farva, and Slider. And again, also whenever you, while we're waiting for this other player to join, you can also head on over to the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/WCG USA. And you can like the Facebook page and also put in one of your comments, but that is for your participation to win a Samsung Galaxy Tab 2. And we gave one away yesterday, so it's not all talk. We actually gave one away. And then you can, they're asking to pair up your favorite comic book hero against a video game villain. And who do you think would win and why? Now, I've given you some time.
Oh, this is
I'm going to put you back onto the spot again.
All right. Well, you know,
I mean, we can probably just look through. I mean, I see Luffy passing by.
I could just pick someone from the crowd and be like, "That's my superhero, and there's my villain,"
and done.
But you know, I think I'll go with Iron Man.
Iron Man,
superhero.
Right. You like that swagger?
You know, there's that, and I mean, I'm going to be a little wargaming-ish here and say the man's a walking tank. I mean, and that's kind of cool.
I dig that.
And he can fly. He can fly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you know, so I know I'm a pilot, so I like the whole being able to control something that flies and being in it. That's really cool to me. So I think.
And then whenever you take the suit off, you're still a billionaire.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Billionaire playboy. You know, it's like I'm cool either way. I don't have to. You know, I'm not Clark Kent. I don't become nerdy when I take everything off. I'm awesome either way. Yeah. So.
All right. Thank goodness, because the game is starting right now, so we don't have to banter any longer. So finally, everyone's been waiting there in chat, and it is going live. So make sure you tell your friends to talk with the community. Make sure that they know this match is going live here. You got the loser bracket finals here between Band Angels going up against War and Peace. Let's go and see what's going to happen. How is this one going to pan out in this best of 5?
So it looks like if I can figure out which team we're on here. I believe we are looking at right now. We're looking at Band Angels. I believe that's who we're looking at. Yep, that's who we're looking at. So we're looking at Band Angels here, and we'll be switching back and forth. So Band Angels bring the two 1390s, a couple Pershings. This is what we saw from Curse earlier. They're the two Pershings, the GW Panther. I think that's a great choice of artillery, and the two T2 lights. So that's an excellent choice all around there. From War and Peace, we have the T-32. So they went a little heavier, went with the heavy, the U.S. Heavy instead of the two mediums. And they have two 1390s and the 50-2. So they went for a more powerful scout, a better scout, and they have more artillery. The GW Type E, which is a huge, massive artillery, it will just eat anything up around here. It doesn't even have to hit it directly, just splashing it will take half of anything's health away. We see some of those shots coming off right there. Those shots are pretty dangerous from the GW at this tier. And we also have the Su-26, a little tier 3. You wouldn't think it would be very dangerous, but it's extremely popular to bring in this tier 3 tank because it can just eat away at your health, especially if you turn around to face someone and just starts hitting you in the rear. That thing will steal your health away little bit by little. Very fast-firing artillery, too.
Yeah, right there we saw a T2 there from War and Peace go down.
And it looks like we're watching the 50-2 here from War and Peace Scout. He's kind of scouting the far west, just trying to see what's over there. There's not much over there from the Band Angel side. Most of them are located in the east, not the west. They just have that one scout over there. I believe it is a T2 light. And yep, and there he comes. He's going to spot the 50-2. That's not going to end well for the T2 light. T2 lights do not generally beat 50-2s when it comes to that. So it looks like it's still anybody's game. I'm not sure. It looks like Band Angels are kind of chasing the 50-2 here, so I'm not sure why they're doing that. Not sure I'd do that with my T2 light. And the two Pershings here coming up against a 1390, and he's going to take some fire, but it's going to be returned equally as well. Probably from the T-32, I thought I saw him over there just a second ago.
Yeah, War and Peace have just they're actually setting back, but they've got that T2's kind of cruising around in that backside of their spawn area.
Yeah, he's actually wreaking a lot of organizational havoc by being in there. He's forcing them to push all their lights now to the west because they're trying to get on him. They don't want them to have eyes back there, especially artillery. They don't want him to spot their artillery because he'll probably be gone as soon as that happens. And so we see the 1390s chasing him, but they don't want to chase him too far. You chase him too far, and there's probably somebody back there waiting for you. these Pershings still kind of playing over here. It looks like they're definitely winning against the 1390s. Those 1390s at 55 and 20%.
Oh, 35% now.
Yeah, so you know, if I were War and Peace, I'd be dropping those 1390s back now. They've taken a lot of hits, and you want to keep those guns for when you really need them.
Yeah. So just so you know, just the team that we're on right now is
Band Angels.
Band Angels. I know it's difficult to kind of follow here in the spectate side of things.
So Band Angels trying to move these Pershings up. That one Pershing's taking more hits than I thought he had. He's at 42%. Oh, and there's a 50-2.
Drop down to 62
Oh,
now.
look at that slide right there. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, that's the thing about these 50-2s right now, and tracked. But he repaired it and got away. Up, and the T2 light goes down on the other side there. That's the thing about the 50-2s, though.
Oh, nice
now,
shot.
I've been hearing that the T50 is really the way to go. He doesn't slide as much. And since physics was introduced, that's become a real problem for light drivers. You tend to slide away from... Oh, and the GW Panther countered by the GWE. Very nice. I don't think he was spotted. I believe he was just countered. That means he fired, and the GWE happened to be looking at the exact spot on the map that he was. He saw the tracer around and dropped one right on him without even spotting him. So some very nice shooting from Spirit in the GWE. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt Band Angels a bit. They lost their artillery piece, and War and Peace. You know, they're up tank-wise, and they have superior artillery. So now it's their game. It's in their hands to control. So we'll see how they do that. It looks like they're going to start bringing their lights forward, which is what they need to do. You need to bring those lights up, start lighting up everyone so that the artillery, your superior artillery, can drop shots in on them. Down to the halftime mark now. 5 minutes have gone by.
Right now we're on with Band Angels. They did get a spot out there,
but he's going to pull back right away. Doesn't want to get shot. They're just trying to light each other up, see where everybody is. You know, a lot of kind of fast-paced movement going on here. Everybody knows Band Angels pulling back here. Now this is where that comes. You know, they know that they're in a positional disadvantage, and they're pulling back. That passive play. I'm not sure if that's what they're doing, but if it is, I think it may cost them here, because they're going to get
on both sides as we look at it.
It is, but the scouting here going on by War and Peace, they can, because of their superior artillery, they can kind of sit back, let them hammer them down before they bring the rest of the forces in and finish them off. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on that. Right now, everyone's just trying to kind of playing chicken. See who's going to make that first push. It's down to 4 minutes, so the next push is probably going to occur within a minute or two here. And someone's going to push, or there just won't be enough time left in the match to make a push. And my guess would be, you know, it's at this point, if I were Band Angels, I would just say sit back. I would rather draw this than lose it. You know, no point in risking. So it's probably to War and Peace to push. The question is, will they? Will they make that push? And coming down to the 3-minute mark, that will probably be the determiner of who pushes. Band Angels making a swing way out to the west. That may be the side they decide to push from. War and Peace just has these roaming lights all over the place. They keep moving them back and forth, just trying to spot anyone coming from anywhere, but not very successful in doing so. Band Angels are moving around enough, avoiding them pretty well. And
you see right there, just that the lights that you're talking about there from War and Peace, kind of rotating around, taking a look and seeing their position here.
And there's that War and Peace has that T-32 sitting in there. You know, 2 minutes 40 seconds left. If I were War and Peace, I would be looking to capitalize on this right now. You have the advantage. You don't want to lose it after you've gained the advantage. You know, you need to make that push. It would be sad to have gained that significant advantage like that and then come to a draw. I'm assuming in the event of a draw, the map is replayed, and so both teams will end up on the same map again. So my guess is at this point it's going to be very hard. Band Angels Still, again, they've taken so much hit point loss. They're down tank-wise. They're going to stay back. Not surprising. And War and Peace probably going to throw their lights away. They need to do something now. There's only under 2 minutes left in the match. They really need to do something. Up.
Spotted one there.
1390s here, starting to light each other up. And gets the shot off. I believe he spotted he spotted the Pershings as well, so they know where everything is. But with only a minute and a half left, I don't think they're going to be able to. Artillery just can't hit back there very well. And their artillery is missing a few shots here and there. My gut feeling here is telling me this one's going to be a draw.
As right now we're on board here with Slider here from War and Peace. And again, I'm agreeing with you on this one. There's only a minute left to play here.
I see that T-32 moving up in the center. They're trying to push. They want it. And less than a minute, though. I don't think it looks like Band Angel is trying to run away with one of their 1390s here. He's trying to get out of there.
Right there, you got Slider. He's down to 15%.
But both of those he's facing off with are down pretty low too. Will this 1390 make it away is the question here. You see that one off to the east. And if he can make it away, then there's no way, although it's only 20 seconds left in the game. Oh, and the miss. The two 1390s are colliding here.
That's probably 10 seconds left. Having to eliminate four more.
Three more now,
and 3 seconds.
Not going to happen. That's going to be a draw. So I imagine we're going to see that map again right away. I'm assuming that's what takes place in the event of this draw here. All right, so we have confirmation. This map will be played again. The teams will probably switch sides and go at it again. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what they change up there. Again, War and Peace, they had the advantage, and as we saw there, as it came down to the wire, they were winning in the end.
Yep.
But they weren't able to do it fast enough. You know, you can't push after the 3-minute mark. You got to push before that, or you just cannot do it fast enough. So that's a shame that they were not able to pull that win off. Let's see if they change anything up. You know, Band Angels may be changing their lineup now after they saw what happened. I think they intended to go pretty aggressive with the setup they had, the Pershings and the 1390s, backed up with both T2 lights. That tells me they're probably going to go really aggressive, but then just weren't able to capitalize on it once they took those initial hits.
Yep, so it's, again, this is a best of 5, and the way this works is with that map ending in a draw, so they're going to have to flip sides now. And we'll do it all over again. Yep,
do the same map. Neither team seems to be wanting to change setups very much. So we'll see. You know, it really comes down to can they both play better?
Yeah, kind of looking back at that, I mean, we saw that War and Peace had a chance there, and they just never took it. They never took advantage of it.
Yeah, so. I'm kind of at a loss for why they didn't push when they had it. You know, they may have not had an HP advantage, but they had the superior tanks in that case.
Yep.
All they had to do is sit someone near enough to spot those guys and just hit them with artillery.
All right, so we're going to be hopping into, again, kind of a replay of this first map and see if things kind of change this second go-around.
Both teams are using the exact same tanks, so very curious to see how this plays out. Although changing the sides can sometimes change a lot of how it's played, especially if you were looking to a specific side for a specific advantage, and now you've lost it. All right, so again, Band Angels here and War and Peace. We're looking at War and Peace right now, and the 50-2 out there scouting again, being a little more aggressive, it looks like, than he was before. Looks like War and Peace in general is being a bit more aggressive, moving out a little faster. Same from Band Angels, however. They're also scouting much more proactively than they were before. think both teams are kind of feeling that lack of aggression in the last round really hurt both of them. So they're trying to change that up a little bit.
So right there you got Caesar, who's bunked up with the rock.
And we got Band Angels sending those Pershings down the east side again. Not a big surprise there with those hills. They have a huge advantage over on that side. One of the Pershings already at 55%. That's a bit rough. I mean, the 50-2, it looks like he's at about 50% as well, but that's a big difference in HP right there.
As we might have a conflict coming up right here. Bunch of
T2 lights going at it. Yeah. Looks like Band Angels, though, they're going to have to run away because there's a 1390 there as well. Is he going to get away? That's the question.
He's chasing after it.
He is. The 1390 is going after him. And that T2 light has to be really careful. He's a easy bump for the... Oh, Artie shell. Oh, but it looks like we're going to switch over here real quick. Meanwhile, the rest of Band Angels has pushed in, and they're spotting artillery right now. The GWE is spotted. So expecting that GW Panther shell to come in on that GWE any second now.
Looks like we're probably going to have a bunch of little mini battles going on.
If that GWE is taking some hits. Oh, and there goes the GWE. That is a huge, huge loss for War and Peace. That was their biggest advantage right there, and he goes down. So they don't have, now they're missing their heaviest hitter.
There goes the two T2s, the spotters. Therefore, Band Angels have been taken out now.
And it looks like Band Angels, you know what? Their artillery is spotted as well. They might lose their artillery. It's hard to say. They have two lights, both the 50-2, I believe it is, and the T2 light are closing in on Band Angels artillery here. And he's kind of ready for, yep, he sees both of them. Oh, and he nails one beautiful shot by the artillery piece.
And he's going to try to go for the ram, see if he can miss it.
Oh, just barely misses with that ram.
Here he goes for his second attempt. And
he gets it. Very nice. Way to come back. Meanwhile, the 1390 over here, War and Peace's 1390 was just destroyed by superior tank fire here. And the T-32 is kind of getting swarmed by the three of these, the two 1390s up. Looks like the Pershing may go down. Oh, track. That's unfortunate. He's trying to go for the kill shot, but he tracked him instead. I mean, a track can be useful, but not in that case. Oh! And nailed by the Pershing. So that's it. Only a 1390 left. They just have to hunt him down and kill him.
This just goes back to the fact, War and Peace had that advantage beforehand. And on the previous play of this map, and they just didn't take advantage of that moment. They played it.
And Band Angels adapted pretty well, and they came back really hard. That was pretty quick. That was pretty quick push from them.
Yep.
Within the first 2 minutes there, they made that push. And we'll see here. Looks like they've found the other 1390. And they're going to force him to notice that Band Angels is on cap. It's the smart thing to do, you force them back to cap. Meanwhile, you bring up the other 1390 and just take shots into this poor guy. Oh, and he
missed that one.
Missed that one.
That's going to do it.
And there he goes. So Band Angels will take the first round. The second round, really, or match, I should say, because the first one was a draw.
Say the second iteration of the first map.
There you go. There you go. That's the way to put it. The second iteration of the first match.
Anyway, it's the first to five, or best of five, so the first to three in this double elimination. Right, currently we are in the loser bracket final. So whichever team wins this best of five will actually end up facing off against Curse in the finals and have their chance for the trip to the World Cyber Games finals there in China.
Right, so now War and Peace gets to choose the map for this one. And so for those of you just tuning in, the loser in each match gets to choose the next map that will be played on. So we're just waiting for War and Peace to pick their map, and then we'll go again into the next match and see if they can come out. Most of these teams, they're really strong on certain maps, and weak on others. That's partly due to the fact that a lot of them play certain maps on Clan Wars a lot. So they're very comfortable with certain maps and not so much with others. So a lot of the strategy in going into a game is either picking a map that your opponent is weak in or picking one that you're good at, or one of the two. So that's kind of a lot of the psychological warfare that goes on in between these teams when they're trying to choose a map, decide what they're going to do. And it looks like a map has been chosen. This has been our slow map for the day, Prokhorovka. We've seen a lot of scouting and passive play by teams on both sides go on. So I partly understand that. You know, the North has an advantage in the West, the South has an advantage in the East, and we've seen that used pretty consistently. I'm curious to see if either one of these teams can change that up for today. Looks like War and Peace going really heavy on the artillery this time. Although they were last time too, so I shouldn't really say that. They're just changing up the Tier 8 artillery they're going with. They seem to really like having that extra firepower from that artillery piece, trading that off with a few other things. That's very interesting. So it looks like both teams are almost ready, so we'll be going in just a minute. And then after this, again, as we've been saying, War and Peace or Band Angels, whoever wins this set here, best out of 5 will go on to face Team Curse in a double elimination bracket. That means that the winner here has to actually beat Curse twice because Curse has not yet lost. So double elimination, again, they have to be eliminated twice.
You know, there's been a lot of interesting things that we've seen here at the New York Comic Con, especially if you've had your chance, if you're at home watching the twitch.tv/WCG NYCC. We've seen some cosplay that's been going on. We've seen
there is plenty of it.
It's really detailed. We've seen like a Mad Hatter that would looked really well. And you have the chance to be able to see that tomorrow as well. But also on Facebook.com/WCG USA. If you like the Facebook page, you'll have your chance to actually win a Samsung Galaxy Tab 2, and we'll be announcing the winner at the end of today.
Right, and that will be coming up here pretty soon, I think. Only one more round, and then we're in the finals. So looks like both teams are pretty much ready. A little odd setup here from Band Angels that we're seeing. They may be bringing in dual artillery, which they have yet to do. So that may, I don't know. That may mean they're going to do. Okay, they're not going to bring in, not going to bring in that in. I was concerned about that for a minute. I was like, oh, I don't know. They're generally pretty aggressive. So for them to bring in that dual artillery may mean that they're playing out of their element. And
which is
not a good idea. Yeah, not a good idea for sure. They're definitely an aggressive team normally. You expect hard pushes from them. Very strong tank play. Good concentrated fire.
And sometimes whenever you see scenarios like that, that may mean that they're overthinking things. Right. And especially if you come from a victory, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Right, exactly. I totally agree.
So let's go ahead and hop into this next map. Again, Band Angels leading it 1-0. Again, best of 5. And so it's the first to 3. So War and Peace currently right now, they've lost 4 consecutive maps in a row.
That's right. So that's got to be hitting them, you know. That realization, I mean, no matter how good you are, after losing that many, it kind of, you feel it. Mentally, you feel it.
It makes the day seem even longer.
It does. It does make the day seem longer. So Band Angels going with, again, moving out the 2 IS-3s to the west. This is a little different than, I shouldn't say different. It's different than what I expected from them. The 2 IS-3s, that's exactly what we've seen earlier today.
One's been spotted on that E1.
Oh, yeah, the light there. Let's see if we
can
find that light. I believe it's a T. Yep. It's this T2, these T2 lights here. But Band Angels is making a pretty aggressive scout in the mid with the, and the 1390 just got hit really hard. I'm assuming that was an artillery piece. I just barely caught that in time, but for something to take off, 70%.
War and Peace is doing a great job getting all those spots out there.
And we see that one 1390 there. They're just using one to light up the whole area. And here we go. He's disappeared again. Band Angels look like they're pulling their injured 1390 back, which is probably a good move. You don't want him out there in the front lines anymore. He can die really easily now. And you know, they're probably gonna play a little more careful now. Now that one tank took the artillery hit, they say, okay, he's kind of in the zone right now. He's gonna be hitting everything. And it looks like Patrial is playing the artillery piece. So a lot of times, artillery players seem to be kind of, you know, you have these fair weather games where either your game is great or it's bad. It's not in between. I don't know what it is, but if you start hitting stuff, you just start hitting everything. It feels like it's very often the way it works with artillery. Oh, now that's interesting. Looks like War and Peace has a T-32 in the field on the west side that hasn't been done the day before, and that may not work to their advantage, especially since he's been spotted. And I think Band Angel is probably going to assume that he may be the only one there. Maybe there are a couple there. It's hard to say. You don't want to push into the teeth of everyone.
Yeah, right now we're on board here with Band Angels.
And there we have Conflict moving up through the center. Again, probably trying to spot that T-32 again. They want to get arty shots on him as much as possible, but he's got to be careful. If he stays out there too long, he'll just get shot up himself. So this, again, as we've seen all day on this map, it's a very positional game, just trying to figure out where everyone isn't, and then make your choice from there. And we see they're positioning the lights like this one right here, way up on the hill. He's way out there on the east. They're looking right over in here right now. And they're probably going to bring him in on the J line. That'll be a great push if they can get him through far enough. And what I forget now is that he can just drive right over these tracks. He doesn't have to go through any particular spot. They're going to light both lights up there.
And now he's being shot at. He's been spotted as well. They're about to crash down. Trying to stay alive, bobbing and weaving.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's just not going to happen. But he was able to get at least 3 spots out of there, knowing where they were at.
But those tanks are fast enough; they're just going to reposition real quickly.
Yeah, I see that right now. And down to 1%, still hanging on with the skin of his teeth.
So that's Captain No Pants at 1%, and yeah, he wants to stay on this side of the hill. Don't go over. Don't go over. You know that will not end well. These guys at this level just don't miss their shots.
Got his teammate coming in to kind of close that gap there, trying to allow him to have that chance to get away, but he probably should just let that one go.
Oh, and there he goes.
And it's now got one down to 15%, but that's
it
going
looks
to draw
like
him in.
The other 1390 is going to burn all the way down. Oh, it burned down to 6% and
wow,
stop.
Stays alive enough to be able to take out another one again. We had mentioned before, even though you may be down on health, you still have gun power, so.
Oh,
and he will be taken out there.
Taken out. So War and Peace in a significant lead right now. Oh, and they take down the T2 light as well. So they're down. All their eyes are gone, pretty much, as are a couple of their guns. So this is, again, War and Peace. They have the advantage here. The question is, will they capitalize on it? As we saw earlier, they didn't make that push when they probably should have earlier. I'm pretty sure with this big of an advantage, they're going to make that push.
Yeah, so Band Angels.
And let's see, we are just nailed by artillery right there. 44%, all that's left. Is he just sitting there? Okay, I was going to say, I imagine he's going to be backing out. I wouldn't want to sit there after being hit with that. And there comes a T-32 in. He's probably not alone. There's probably another T-32 right behind him. Oh, and there goes.
Gets picked off there. So now they got 2 left here for Band Angels.
And the IS-3 had a real disadvantage here. Again, the T-32s have superior depression, so they can fight him up and down hills much better than he can fight them. He has to pull all the way out to expose himself completely before he'll actually be able to depress his gun down far enough to get good shots on them. And and there comes the 1390s in, and that's going to be it. So War and Peace will take the first iteration of the second of the second match. Well played. I mean, they used their superior artillery. To their advantage, they placed their shots well. I noticed I did not see many misses from War and Peace that time.
No, not at
they
all.
Were hitting a lot of their shots.
And that's the main thing that you need to be on. You need to be on the top of your game. And so now the score is all tied up at 1. It's a best-of-5 series. We're here in the lower bracket finals here for World of Tanks here at the WCG USA National Finals live right here at the New York Comic-Con, brought to you by Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamer. And so let's go ahead and take a quick break. All right. And we'll be right back here in just a moment. Again, I'm Corey Dunn alongside Lord Farquaad, as we'll be right back here in just a moment. And we are back here at the WCG USA National Finals live right here at the New York Comic-Con, brought to you by Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamer. And again, we're in map number 3 of this best-of-5 series here in the loser bracket finals here between Band Angels and War and Peace.
And we're all tied up now, 1-1.
Yep, all tied up.
So it's anybody's game still. You know, at this point, both teams probably feeling like, all right, we can still, you know, we can easily do this. But we got to be careful because obviously both teams have shown we can beat you.
And here we are on Insk.
Yeah, so Insk was Band Angels' choice. Not really surprising as they are a heavy-hitting team. They're really good at their heavy tanks. That's who we're watching right now. And you'll notice the heavy IS-3s. They have 4 IS-3s, so went a little heavy on that. And they really like the IS-3s. They're really good at them. So there's no reason for them not to bring those. And this is a map that allows them to really play to their strengths.
And over here on the other side, let's kind of talk about the setup here. You've got 2 IS-3s there and
4 IS-3s,
well,
right
if we're
there.
looking over here for, apologize, here on War and Peace, but if we talk about Band Angels right now, you're right. They've got 4 IS-3s, 2 little T1s. So it's just...
And 150-100, so he's probably going to be, that'll be the guy they'll be looking to flank with. You know, he's faster, he has that he has that clip, so he gets multiple rounds off in a single burst. Interesting that War and Peace traded basically 2 of their IS-3s out for T-32s. If you angle those right, they tend to bounce a lot more shots than an IS-3 will, but they don't penetrate as well. So, you know, and they also don't hit as hard. The damage isn't quite as much. So it's hard to say. It depends on where they place them. That will be really key. Where the T-32s are placed, that's probably going to determine how this match plays out.
All right, right now they've got a little lower tier battle going on.
Yeah.
And it's happening inside the city.
You know, you look at this and you laugh, but you don't realize how important the outcome of this little battle is here. They're only tier 1s, but whoever wins, that's eyes for one team and less eyes for the other, and that is so important when it comes to this level of play. Generally, whoever has more eyes wins. That is how it works.
Those blips on the radar mean so much.
They do. That little dot, it's like if I saw your dots before you saw mine, then I have a massive advantage. I don't think you can overstate how important having those eyes are.
And right now, speaking of which, we've got our little T1 kind of cruising around here.
They're just trying to light anything up they can. Looks like War and Peace has pretty much figured out where Band Angels is. Looking over here right now at War and Peace, I think they figured out where most of Band Angels are. I don't think Band Angels realizes they have that T1 light right there spawning. They don't even know they have a T1 light spotting there. And there, one of the T1s goes down.
Teaming up
for War and Peace. War and Peace loses the two T1s. Teaming up here. So if you're a new player and you go download World of Tanks right now, you can start playing in this awesome piece of military equipment that we're seeing right here. It's true, they are literally tractors converted for warfare.
Nice pieces of work, and they show how effective they are. Teamed up to take out another T1.
Exactly, yeah, right. And the other T1 goes down for War and Peace. So
they must have spotted him at some point.
I didn't see the spot there. Looks like he came out. Oh, it was that one in the corner. That's what it was. And so yeah, you're right. They must have just maneuvered just right, or he may have accidentally tapped the wrong. Sometimes it's real easy when you're sitting there waiting. Accidentally hit W. You pull a little forward. Now you're sticking out of the front of the bush. All of a sudden, oops! And now I'm spotted.
So the eyes are gone
for War and Peace, and knowing that Band Angels looks like they're repositioning more up towards the north, you may try to kind of do a double prong thing here and flank them. You have to be real careful on that. I mean, we've seen that it can work, but you have to capitalize when you get it. If you don't capitalize at the right time, then you've just divided your forces and made it easier for the enemy to pick you apart. And War and Peace, keeping everyone, if we look over here, yeah, we're looking at good. We're looking at War and Peace right now. And you'll notice that they look like they're spread apart, but they're really not. They're all within range of covering each other. So as soon as they see anyone, most of them can get fire on them right away. They're just keeping enough distance so that Band Angels won't be able to return fire on whoever they want to, so to speak. And both teams keeping their 5100s kind of in the back. They don't want that gun, that huge asset with that clip to go down. As we've seen so many times today with those things being the first to go, they're just so weak armor-wise. It's real easy to take those out. Band Angels, I'm not sure they can. They worked their way up north after being in the south. Now they're working their way south again. I'm not sure they're. Oh, and there we go. Okay, so we see some stuff breaking down there from the Band Angels side, and obviously we see on the. They're making their push. It's an isolated 5100. Not much support. They're going to try and push him out of there. Get rid of him. Notice here, beautiful play by Band Angels pulling this IS-3 in front of the injured one.
Smart
exactly
play.
What you want to do.
Kind of laying the armor on thick, helping out your teammate, giving them their cover fire.
Again, as we've been saying all day, you don't mind if your team takes damage as long as they don't die.
Exactly.
There's still a gun in the battle.
And that takes down one of them, so now 3 down here for War and Peace. That was a 5100 that got taken out there.
But they're only one gun down really here.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Band Angels, looks like they're about to. They take the T-32 down, but two of their tanks. Okay, and there goes one of them. The other IS-3 is just one shot from dead. Band Angels, beautiful move here. They put a tank on cap, so they have their T1s moving to cap. That's going to put a lot of pressure on War and Peace. They have to pull someone back now, and notice here with this push, they kept their injured tank in the back. Now they're bringing him up. Once these guys have been distracted, they're looking at everyone else.
Got some cover fire there, down to 15% there.
Yep. Now he's gonna pull out, and there goes
job.
one.
Just teamwork is just across the board. That chemistry is just perfect.
It is. One goes down. The IS-3 will go down, but again, you have 3 on. Now it's 3 on 2.
No.
and another one.
This
could be a reversal. You know what? If this 5100 is reloading, I believe he is. Right. Oh, you're right. The cap is almost done.
The cap is going down right now. 91%, 92 is just ticking away.
The IS-3 is. Nope, it's over. That is game.
That whole entire time, they did a great job. They stayed alive long enough to kind of capture their attention. But let's think about this. I'm going to throw this out there. What if they started to fall back at that point? Did they have the avenues to get away?
I think the problem is if they had decided to fall back, it would have been falling back under fire. So they probably would have. They probably would have lost at that point. And ironically, they actually won that little exchange there that they shouldn't have won, but it didn't matter because Band Angels had ensured their victory by putting those T1s on the cap. And I've mentioned this a couple times before today, not necessarily on stream, but those T1s, they're the little guy, but they make a huge difference putting them on cap. That's what won the game. If they hadn't had those, is having those 2 T1s, teaming them up and taking out the other T1s and then being able to put them on cap, that's what gave Band Angels the advantage, and that's what allowed them to win.
They did a great job. I'm going to give it all across the board for Band Angels. The way that they played was just phenomenal. I mean, you had the T1s that kind of worked up, taking out the opposing T1 over there on the west side, and then that on the east side, I believe he got taken out by an IS-32.
IS-3, yeah.
And so he was able to take him out, and then from there, they were just great teamwork. You had mentioned that they're shielding each other off whenever they were becoming wounded. Just
so important.
Just great gameplay and playing World of Tanks perfectly.
Yeah, and even when all of a sudden there was a reversal, it didn't matter because they had already they played it to win in 2 ways. They weren't just going to put all their eggs in one basket. They said, we have these 2 guys sitting here. We're going to move them on the cap and ensure that at the very least, we're putting pressure on them to get back. If they fall back, we can assault them as they fall back. If they don't fall back, well, we win because we cap, which is exactly what happened.
Such a great game to watch.
Beautiful game.
And so now we're going to have War and Peace select map number 4.
And it looks like it's going to be Ruinberg.
Ruinberg it is.
Ruinberg it is. So, again, I mean, we've seen Band Angels chose the last map, and they won on it. And that's kind of expected. If they choose that map, they're probably really strong on that map. And we saw War and Peace choose the map before, and they won on that. So, who knows what's going to happen here. It would not surprise me at all if War and Peace took this one and we went into the 5th match here. Actually, it'd be the 6th, wouldn't it? Well, okay.
Technically.
Yeah, I guess. Technically speaking, right.
Yeah.
The iterations, 6th iteration, right, of these matches, however you want to put that.
All right, so we're just waiting for them to select exactly what kind of equipment they want to work with. And but again, Band Angels leading currently 2-1 here over War and Peace. We're in the loser bracket finals here at the WCG USA National Finals.
And looking forward to seeing what happens here. I think Ruinberg is a great map. It's generally both teams have to play very aggressively. Again, it's all about that lane control. And we've seen both teams play their tanks beautifully. They've just played them so well. With War and Peace, I mean, I probably didn't give them enough credit. They did manage to reverse the actual tank battle that went on there. Yeah. They just weren't able to get back in time.
It just wasn't in time.
But it was a nice reversal. They played their tanks really well and were able to reverse that. The problem was, again, that cap.
You got to think about it at the same time frame too. Is what was happening is they started to push up right whenever that time frame mattered.
Yeah,
because they started that battle themselves. So Band Angels actually started to push up around the building and made that conflict happen.
Right. Yeah, it was intentional.
It was very intentional.
And they knew what they were doing. Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
And so, I mean, because if we think about it, if they decided not to make that move, then they would have probably started to fall back. Well, there's no conflict here. I mean, we know they're in this area. Maybe we have a lane that we can get away from. But let's go ahead and hop into the action here. Let's take a perspective here. We're already on board here with War and Peace. And this will probably be a good way to look at things here.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. Very curious on the initial pushes here. It tends to tell you a lot. I kind of expect Band Angels to go down the center. That's what they did earlier, down the 6 line. Kind of looks like that's exactly what they're doing now. They're going to push down the center. War and Peace looks like they're going to push down the center. So we may see a battle really quickly here, almost as soon, within the first minute or two. That's going to be tough. Neither team wants to be caught here in the wrong place, especially when you're moving down this alley. It's real easy to get caught facing the wrong way. Someone comes up around the corner right there and just has shots on your whole line of tanks.
Right? Let's go ahead and take down the graphic over there so we can see what's happening over there on the radar. As right now, you can see here on the bottom side of your screen where the players are positioned at. But over on the other side for Band Angels, they're
all on the F line. Almost everyone is on the F line, and their
lights are over there.
They're looking. I think they're looking the wrong way. They're all facing into the west. They don't realize yet that almost all of War and Peace is in the east. So if War and Peace pushes right now, they could probably win this game because they're coming up on all these tanks looking the wrong way. Okay, Band Angels
has been spotted.
Band Angels pushing around now. I think they just realized where the War and Peace team is. They said we cannot hang out there, kind of having the rear of a tank is the least armored part. So you don't want to I know there are so many people making terrible puns off of that right now.
Yep, and we're not going to be one of them.
But yeah, exactly. But you just don't want to expose that to enemy fire. Also, you have your engine there, so it can actually catch on fire. Now,
they have right now a T1 that is spotting over there on the west side. So they saw they made that call. They probably had to make some type of understanding that there was one moving up there. But right now they've got another member that you can see. That T1 pushing up, and there they go. Now he's saying, hey, we have something going on down here, and they're going to go ahead and push up. But just the same, he has been spotted as well and taken out.
Yeah, well, they knew he was there, but you know what? That sacrifice was worth it. Unfortunately, War and Peace lost both of their T1s at the same time. That's going to leave them down for eyes, and as we saw last time, that's what cost them the match now. Band Angels is exactly what you want to do in this situation.
4 tanks already there.
You're putting 4 tanks on the cap. That means
20%. It's flying by now. This cap is just going through.
I mean, War and Peace, no, they have no choice but to push back. The thing is this leaves Band Angels at a big disadvantage when it comes to the fight because War and Peace has this corner to fight around, and Band Angels are all kind of out in the open. Now, the key with the cap is you have to hit different people. You can't hit the same people over and over again because as soon as you hit that person, you only reduce his amount of points. So these other 2 guys in the back here are still garnering points.
And right now, look at that formation that they're working with. They're kind of lining up behind one another, down to 42%.
And they're trying to keep this guy right here. And he takes it, resets the cap.
And this is going to be a huge round coming in because they are definitely wilting away here inside that flag cap, down to 12%, 13%. They have 1 in that backside.
46, but and 2 go down.
Well, that's huge.
1 IS-3 left, and he is down. I think that's going to be it. I think War and Peace is going to take this one.
Wow.
That was, it was a great play, but again, they left themselves too exposed on that cap.
It was too early. I mean,
I tend to agree. War and Peace weren't far enough away from the cap yet.
Well, not only that. I mean, if you look at it, they know how long of a duration it's going to take.
Yeah, for the cap to count down.
They have an understanding of how long it's going to take for them to transfer back, even if they were already midway past the map. So they should have a full understanding that something like that, and it also makes them entirely vulnerable out the open. I think it was just, hey, we have a chance, let's take it. It's kind of it hurts them in the end.
It did. It obviously didn't end up well, and looks like they're just going to sit here and exchange some fire. I think Band Angels, they know they're not going to prolong this. They know the game is over, so they're not going to prolong it, make them force the other team to cap out. Going to try and get as many shots in here as he can, parking behind those little trucks. That's only going to shield him for 1 shot, though. Those trucks will go down after 1 shot. And he's going to try to get away there. Or is he just exposing his flank, saying,
he's
saying I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done. Good game.
Waving the white flag.
Yeah, I think that is a GG sign from Band Angels there. Waving the white flag, as you said. So great, beautiful turn by War and Peace. They got around. They kept their cool. They kept their cool really well. They didn't push, because it's very tempting to rush out and try to surround them on cap, because you know that you have to hit everyone. But they didn't do that. They came to the corner. They lined up their shots, made sure every shot counted, didn't rush them at all. I don't think I saw a miss in there. So they were definitely making sure that those shots counted. So big props to War and Peace for that win.
And, I mean, you got to give. I mean, Band Angels, their attempt was strong, as heartfelt.
Yep.
But I mean, in the end, they just had the angles, and they made that middle shot was really impressive. I mean,
yeah,
they were able. Band Angels were doing a great job. They had 3 members at one point still alive in there, and they were kind of working back and forth, and they were defending, making sure that the middle guy was not being hit. And at that point, they had worked up to about 40-something%. And all of a sudden, it depleted quickly after he got hit.
He got hit, and it reset all of his points, which meant that they knew at that point, I think, that we're not going to cap it out. And they probably also knew that's it. The game is over. At that point, the game is pretty much over. It's just a matter of that IS-3. He backed up just a little too far and gave them shots on him. I'm unfortunately, we couldn't see it from the player's perspective, but my guess is they had to arc it in between several tanks. So it was a beautiful shot. To make that shot on the correct IS-3, not hit the wrong one on accident. So just nice play all around by War and Peace.
Yeah, it's again, we've talked about it all day long. Focus firing, selecting that tank that you need to hit.
And in this case, this is kind of an odd case. It's maybe the one time where focus firing
is not what you want to do.
It's not what you're doing because of the way the cap works. Each tank is independently building up points. So you hit one, you take his down. Now you want to shoot the next guy, because you want to take his down as well, and you want to keep you don't want to keep the cap counting up. If you focus too much on one guy, well, the other guys may cap out while you're focusing on one.
But at this point, you want to spread that damage out.
Exactly, and then they did a great job once they had spread it out. All right, now we finish them one at a time. We're going to pick them off, and beautiful comeback just by War and Peace.
Again, 2 great matchups right there. I mean, nothing against what happened in the previous maps in this series, but these past 2 maps have been really great to watch.
They have been.
And watching the style of play, how they're kind of working together as a team. I mean, Band Angels, they pushed up, they worked down that west side, and came in there. Now they had that chance to get the cap. I think the only thing that I would have done differently whenever taking a look at that strategy, that T1, even though, like you had mentioned, he was a sacrifice at that point because he was able to make the spot and got eliminated. But at that point, you knew that they were going to be coming back.
Right.
Then they saw that their flag was being capped. They had to make some type of assumption. I mean, they saw what weapon took them out, took out that T1.
Right.
And so from there, they should have already made that adjustment that Band
they
Angels,
probably knew.
Hey, they probably know we're going in here. Let's go ahead. Now, they could have baited them into it. That would have been a different scenario.
So well, I think that's why, I mean,
there's so many different aspects to think about.
Right. I know, right? And it's so easy to get caught up. You see one guy on one spot on the map, and you think, oh, no, they're coming from that direction. And then, oh, no, wait, they're coming from that direction. I don't know where they are. It's so easy to get easily confused because, again, we're seeing kind of the whole story. They only see.
They should just know.
Right. Right, they should just know.
We have like 4 T1s just,
Yeah, there we go. All right, so it looks like we're going into the next match. This one will be on Lakeville. So this map is chosen by Band Angels.
This is going to be the same first map that we're going to see. So we're going to see this twice today here, back-to-back here.
That's correct. And actually, the next.
That's what I'm mentioning.
In the
finals.
Right. You're right.
The finals there with Curse, and whoever wins this map right here. So
you're right. This is it. This is for the
how many
opportunity.
iterations we have of it.
Yeah, right. No matter how many iterations. Yeah, that's it right there. But I think that was the first draw we've seen, so it's not real common. The draws are not very common, and it looks like we're seeing some very similar play. You know what? I want to see if this Pershing gets stuck where he did earlier. They were telling me he actually got stuck. He wasn't intending to go off there, but he slipped and slid down to a point where he could not get back up, and it took him all game to actually work his way back out.
So some of the best moments in gaming is coming from not finding stumbling upon glitches in games or things that you would never get caught in normally.
Right. This is with 8.0 we had the introduction of physics, so it's not a glitch. The problem is that it's something that no one is used to yet. We're not used to sliding tanks.
Right. Yeah.
So you get on an edge and you think, oh, I'm going to be fine, and then all of a sudden you start, oh yeah, I'm sliding. Oh, that's not good.
Gravity's something else, I tell you.
Yeah, right. When you have to put gravity into a game, it's like, oh no. So we'll see. I actually think that the spot he was in, though, was a great spot. I thought he did it on purpose. I mean, some of the angles he had. And Band Angels moving up to the church. Now, we saw this earlier when they played Curse, and they were able to beat Curse on this map, doing exactly what they're doing now. So I'm imagining that War and Peace is expecting this.
Well, let's take a look here on the other side and get a glimpse of where War and Peace is at right now.
Let's switch the camera here to War and Peace. Because War and Peace, they're not playing Band Angels' game. They're not playing their game at all. I think War and Peace know. There we go. War and Peace know that Band Angels
they've got one spotter over there just waiting.
Yeah, and they probably know that Band Angels is going to be in the town. So if I were War and Peace, I'd be doing this right here, pushing over to the cap. War and Peace Band Angels only had that one Pershing on the cap. So we'll see Band Angels.
Oh, that's such a long road to get back to help out your team, too.
It is, and, Band Angels has that one Tier 1. Let's see if I can get to him. This one. Here we go. He's spotting right there. And notice that War and Peace went right around here, so I don't think that they've even been spotted yet.
No.
I don't think Band Angels has a beautiful up, and now he spots them.
Spotted on the road.
No, now they're spotting him here. They realize, oh, this is where they're saying, oh, junk, we got to get back, guys. They're all over there.
That's probably exactly what they're saying.
Yeah, probably with a lot more
emphasis.
Yeah, exactly, emphasis. Yeah.
But at the same token, you can see right now you've got they're starting to fall back.
They know they need to get back fast here. Let's go over and see the Pershings. Oh, the Pershing's being eaten up by these 1390s. Look at that. Look at them go down, and the Pershing is gone. They're going to put everyone on the cap, is my guess. They've taken out all of Band Angel spotters.
Wow.
So if they play this right, my guess is that what I would do is stick a couple IS-3s out or one IS-3 out in front, and then block. You can put the T-32s. The T-32s can actually stack up right behind an IS-3 on his side and peer over him and be pretty much invincible because it's only the turrets.
50%.
It's
cruising along.
It's cruising up. The question is how are they? Oh, and a miss from Band Angels. Oh, no, maybe that wasn't a miss. My bad.
50% now.
It's going down.
This is going to be this exact same battle we saw before.
So.
And they need to start to see what happens.
They need to hide behind each other. Let's see if we can switch over
to War and Peace and take a look at what's happening over here on this side. 5% here for one.
Nice shot in between.
Able to take down one. Now there's only going to be 3 people that are on the back cap. They're trying to utilize
pulling off the cap.
They're
having to pull off the cap.
They've got one player that's just over on the other side here, watching as they've got 46%. They're falling all the way back and trying to stay alive here.
So Band Angels now, they're going to push around this corner. They have 4 tanks against these 3 right here, and most of these 3 are damaged. 2 of them are only 1 to 2 shots.
They might be able to draw them back if they keep falling back even further.
And I think that's what they're trying to do. You see this T-32 right here is able to get shots on these guys, and they're not able to return them because of their depression.
And right now still kind of pushing up, down to 12%, 72% on there for War and Peace. You see that they're going straight for that battle. Able to take down one more as it's going to be left up to 3 members here for War and Peace. And they've now kind of got this focused right here on this member right here. Going to go
no way out of that.
And look at this, got 19% behind that one, trying to put some damage down range. There goes his teammate. He's going to get taken out. Now there's backside, only 1 left, and of course there's a T1 alive.
But probably not too worried about him at this point. He's not much of a threat.
1390s.
He's going to be double teamed here.
Oh, no.
Getting surrounded. Oh, you know what? He's climbing up the hill. Trying to make use. Oh, is he going to get away?
Wow.
He's making.
Oh no!
Didn't get away. He's trying to make use of. Again, that's a fairly new concept because you weren't able to go there until recently with 8.0, the introduction of 8.0 in physics, allowing you to drive pretty much anywhere.
Man!
Trying to get away, almost got away there. and it looks like that match is going to go to Band Angels. Amazing that we saw War and Peace do exactly what Band Angels did the match before. And I'm kind of surprised that they didn't stack up the way I thought they would. I thought for sure that they would protect some of those tanks in the rear by putting one out in front kind of as a sacrificial lamb. You know, you turn him sideways, you know he's going to die, but that's okay. You just want to win. So, you know, you let him go down. They instead staggered them side by side, which exposed them all the shots. I don't know what.
Any way you look at it, in my opinion, is you need to make sure that you take down some of those heavy gunners. You have to take out something. You can't go for just a straight cap like that. I mean, it
apparently
happens.
not.
It happens, but
yeah,
we've seen 2 times the same exact thing.
Yeah. Yep.
One of which they were able to wrap around a corner and work the angles and get those picks. And this time we saw them; they were just spread out. And they were just making shots.
Yeah.
Very, very good shots.
Yeah.
But again, this is the top tier. These are the teams that are supposed to represent the U.S. in the World Cyber Game Final. So I would expect nothing less.
Right, and you know that even at a long distance like that, they're going to make those shots. You don't want to. You can't rely on them missing shots. You know, you just can't bank on that. And I think that's kind of what War and Peace did. And it did not work.
That was a great matchup, though. You know, kudos to War and Peace and what they were able to do.
I mean, they came close. It was a matter of 20 seconds or so, maybe even less, probably more like 15 seconds, and the game would have been over. But they, Band Angels managed to pull it off. And
they found. I mean, you had there for Band Angels. They found the quickest route back home.
Yeah, they did.
And they were able to make those shots.
And that's key, because if they had taken one wrong turn in the town, I mean, that's all it takes. It sounds
town,
silly, but that would be terrible. But I mean, all it takes is to say, I think this route's faster, and if you go the wrong route, that's it, game over. You know, that's all it takes.
I would hope that they would have spent the time knowing the quickest route.
Probably, but there are so many maps. It's sometimes hard to know every map so
that's
well.
I
think there are like 35 maps right now. So that's a significant amount of maps to know every little detail on. It can be easy to think one route may be faster. And another key is here that another aspect that has to be taken into account is that the roads actually make you drive faster on the roads. So one route can look shorter, but not actually be shorter to take.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so a lot to take in there. So definitely kudos to them for making it back in time and able to get those shots on target.
Whichever way you look at it, it's going to come down to Team Curse. They're going to be facing off against Band Angels here in the finals. This is going to be the second time we've seen this matchup between these two. The first time we saw it in the upper bracket there in the start. That was actually game 1 of today. That's how we kicked off today here for the WCG USA Finals. Right here live at the New York Comic-Con, brought to you by Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamers. We'll be right back here to watch this next matchup. Actually, we'll do a winner's interview here with Band Angels and kind of get their insight of what happened throughout that game and whether they thought what they did there in that map number 4 and then seeing what they thought about it being in the reverse role there in map number 5. We'll stick around and we'll be right back here from New York Comic-Con, right here from the WCG USA Finals. Again, we'll see you in just a moment.